controls Gotham.
Still blood we sing and burn. 1,000 blackbirds on a string return.
Guilty.
There's a solitary sun to hide. Gone without the chosen one. Goodbye.
Judgment is imminent.
You promised me the truth, and I'm still waiting.
You have to love Gotham. People are always pointing guns at each other.
I'm tired of being kept in the dark.
They know we're coming for them.
Everything I have done has been to prepare you for this moment. The city will be torn apart, and out of the ashes, a dark hero will rise.
If this is my destiny, I do not want to fail.
What's going on, guys? So they have finally dropped the trailer for the rest of the season of Gotham, and man, this is probably the best trailer that they have put out since the Jerome one. The Jerome one was really good, but I'm not gonna lie, I think this one has me more excited because it deals with everybody else besides Jerome, and this freaking trailer had a bunch of stuff from the Batman movies. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna point them out in the damn thing, but in the freaking breakdown of this trailer. But man, this trailer was legit. Let's not even waste any time. This trailer starts off with somebody opening the door to a limo. Then it cuts to Barbara being super pissed about something. Then we see, you know, the limo again, and then it freaking fades into Gordon standing over a damn gravestone. Now, could that limo, who's it for? Why would they show us a freaking limo door? I'm gonna say it might be for Gordon, maybe with Gordon's freaking uncle or whatever, because remember, they're gonna have a talk, and we see Gordon with the sniper and everything right there. There's a lot going on just in these first clips. I'm thinking that Gordon's uncle is going to be trying to get Gordon to join the Court of Owls. That limo could be picking up Gordon from the graveyard after he's doing this whole scene right here at the gravestone, and I think that gravestone is his father. The reason why I think this is we know all about the whole ring and Gordon going through that whole thing about, like, trying to honor his father and all that jazz. We do know that there is a mysterious figure wearing that same ring that works for the Court of Owls. We've assumed that that's his uncle, but it could also still be his dad. Maybe he thinks his dad was dead this whole time, but he's actually alive. A lot of scenarios, but it could easily just be the uncle that has that ring. I'm thinking that limo is for Gordon to talk to his uncle about the whole Court of Owls thing. As for Barbara, she could be pissed for a number of reasons. Then we see a shot of Riddler saying who runs Gotham. He's more than likely, it looks like he's in the Siren Club. He's probably talking to Barbara. Maybe that explains why she's super pissed and busting into doors and stuff. Because I thought that was the Siren Club, but if you really look at Barbara, the scene where she bursts in, it looks like there's ticket people on the side, so there's no telling where she's breaking into, or I should say busting into. But yeah, so we hear Nigma saying who runs Gotham. Could it be that Nigma knows about the Court of Owls? Because technically the Court of Owls are the people that run Gotham. Now we do know that there is going to be this big war between like the freaks and, you know, Barbara and Riddler and all that jazz, or maybe Riddler's not even part of that. It's just the freaks versus Barbara and her crew. Because we see later in this trailer that Barbara does actually seem to have a crew, but could this whole, could freaking Barbara just be going after everybody? And freaking Aaron Richards came out and said that Barbara is going on this power trip to be the queen of Gotham. With Riddler talking about who runs Gotham, he could know about the Court of Owls, and he could tell her and be like, look, you're not going to run this thing unless they're out of the way. And Barbara going on this huge power trip could be like, fine, I'll take them out too. And there's evidence of that later in the trailer, which we'll get to. But the next scene is what blew my mind, and I literally tweeted about this before I even finished watching the damn trailer. But this scene of Selina, what looks like getting pushed out of a window like 2 or 3 stories and just laying, she looks motionless and dead on the ground. And there's like pieces of broken glass and wood. So it looks like somebody pushed her out of a window, and then there is a cat walking around her, and this is so Tim Burton's Batman. To clarify, Tim Burton's Batman Returns, that's the one with Penguin and Catwoman, and this is literally the same freaking scene because she gets pushed out of a window and there's a bunch of cats around her when she dies. And oh my gosh, it is, oh, I freaked out when I saw this because that's one of my favorite Batman movies. It might be probably my favorite Batman movie of the old ones. I kind of try to separate them because they're very different styles. But man, that one, I love. That is still the best Catwoman in live action, in my opinion. And she was just, so many good memories about that movie. And to see Gotham pay homage to that with Selina's possible origin right here, because remember, there are rumors, if season 4 does get confirmed, is that Selina, which you know she's not going to die here, so something's going to happen. She's going to come back somehow, whatever, maybe she didn't die. We don't know how bad the drop was or whatever. But it has been said that Selina is going to join up with the Sirens in season 4, and Tabitha's going to kind of show her the way. So maybe after she finds herself, because remember, Selina, Carmen, the actress that plays Selina, actually said that the rest of this season, Selina's going to be trying to find herself. So we don't know when exactly this is going to happen, but if you die and come back, yeah, you probably question a lot of things, but we'll see if she's gonna die. Maybe she just gets unconscious, she just gets hurt. We don't know how crazy it's gonna be or what's gonna happen with her. But I'm just psyched that we are going towards Batman's origin and we're going towards Selina's origin as Catwoman, and I'm super excited right now. Then we get this badass shot of the Court of Owls over like a glass table, and it's like one of those reflective glass tables, so I don't know if there's glass above and glass below, but it looks like there's a shitload of Court of Owls, but it's actually just the same table. And you can tell because there's actually this one guy holding a feather over it, and you can see the reflection in it, and it just goes all the way down. But that is such a beautiful shot right there. Cut to Penguin. Yeah, I'm going to say it. This person in the corner of this shot is Penguin. Cut to Penguin talking to all of these other freaks who I believe are Ivy, Firefly, and Mr. Freeze. All of them, you know, he's going to be going to war. We already established that they have said that there is going to be a war between Barbara's people and the freaks, which is basically going to be Barbara versus Fish Mooney. And I'm not gonna wet my whistle too much on this, but don't forget that I said that Barbara was going to try to be the queen of Gotham, and the person that was going to be in her way was going to be Fish Mooney. Legitimately, I didn't plan to bring that up. I literally just remembered that the moment I said Fish Mooney and saying going to war, I was like, oh shit, I totally talked about this a long time ago. Anyways, like a lot of us assumed Penguin is going to be working with Fish Mooney. Fish Mooney is more than likely the person that saves Penguin, and she's probably going to have Penguin rile up all of the other people if they're not already part of her team. I believe there's an episode for Penguin that is, I forget what the title's called, but it's like, you know, how to lose everything, or he loses everything. Something like just symbolizing, something talking about Penguin basically having to start from the bottom again or whatever. But this could be in reference to he was mayor, and remember how he got to become mayor. He was talking about how they had to kill all the freaks, or they had to rile up all the freaks and get rid of them. Well, now he needs to team up with the freaks, so maybe Fish Mooney's going to make him go after all of them and be like, look, you wanted to take them all out. Now you got to talk to him to be on your side. And that could be like a whole reflection of Penguin, like coming, you know, doing a 360 or doing a 180, whatever you want to say, and him just having to realize that he actually needs these people and that they're more part of Gotham than maybe the people that have lived there forever. I don't know. But you get where I'm going with that whole thing, right? Then we get a quick shot of Barnes saying guilty and being led out to somewhere. Now I'm going to talk about that later because they show him again. But I think it's going to be really interesting about the whole Barnes situation. Cut to another Batman movie type thing, and that is this shot of the mountains. This totally happens in Batman Begins when Bruce goes to train with Ra's al Ghul. We get a freaking shot of people walking in the snow. This could be Bruce and the shaman person going up to the place. It could just be two random people, but we do see this shot of Bruce running up and down tunnels and looking if there's anybody there with him. He seems to be alone. This could be possible that maybe the shaman guy took him there and he doesn't know exactly where he's at. Maybe they didn't, you know, he didn't want Bruce to know exactly where this place was. So Bruce finally wakes up from a daydream or, you know, being unconscious or whatever happens to Bruce. Maybe he finally wakes up and he's searching and be like, oh my god, where the hell am I? Next up, we get one of those double shots of Riddler just killing Penguin again, which leads to this shot of the Court of Owls and them saying that judgment is imminent. Now, I may or may not have covered this in a recent video, but the Court of Owls is supposed to be the ones that actually release the Alice virus into the world, or into Gotham. So that could be what they're referencing to, and seeing, you know, what's going to happen with the Alice virus when everybody gets hit with that. So it's going to be pretty interesting, and I think that's what she might mean by this. I don't really think it's going to be like a League of Shadows versus the Court of Owls kind of thing going on. I don't think they're going to rush the League of Shadows into this, or I should say the League of Assassins, as you guys might know. I don't think they're going to rush them into this series or the end of this season. I think they're going to be something that's going to be a part of season 4. We get a quick shot of Hugo Strange, then we get a shot of Gordon in his car watching the lady that is a part of the Court of Owls. We also hear the narration of Gordon saying, "You promised me the truth, and I'm still waiting." And this could be a quote that he's telling, or I should say, this could be him talking to his uncle, because his uncle is going to be the one to tell him about the Court of Owls. At least that's the way it seems. His uncle's going to try to bring him in, and maybe he's going to be like, "Look, we'll tell you the truth in a while," or whatever. Maybe he's trying to figure out what the Court of Owls are doing, and that's what his uncle won't tell him, and it all has to deal with the Alice virus. And I have a reason why Gordon might be going after the Court of Owls, or why he might be so pissed about the Court of Owls. But I'll cover that in a little bit. Going from there, we see this shot of Barnes in all black breaking out of his restraints, and he's super pissed. He looks like he's got a new costume on, and I think he might be working for the Court of Owls now. They might have got him out of, you know, Arkham Asylum, and they're going to use him to hunt down Gordon, because Gordon is getting too close to what they're doing, and they want to take him out. This could be against, you know, freaking the Court of Owls, the uncle. It could be against his wishes. It could be the old lady being like, "We need you to take down Gordon." Everybody knows that Barnes is super pissed at Gordon because he's the one that threw him in jail, and he knows that Gordon is guilty, and he wants to take him out. So I think that's what's going to happen. We're going to see a manhunt from Barnes going after Gordon. And the next scene might just be why Gordon is going to be super pissed with the Court of Owls, or why he might be helping a certain someone later in this season. And that is because we got an emo Lee, everybody. Or maybe this is more gothic Lee than emo Lee. But if you do pay attention, she is stepping her ground to freaking Bullock. Why has everybody got to step to Bullock, man? Bullock's my boy. Anyways, we see Lee. Oh, she's looking kind of sexy here, guys. I'm not even going to lie. It reminds me of the whole Deadpool freaking scene. She was super sexy in Deadpool. But man, she's looking good here in all black. But if you guys did not pay attention to when Lee is looking into the eyes of Bullock, her freaking eyes go red. Woo! What does that mean, Jules? What does that mean? That means that freaking Lee is infected with Alice virus. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. What kind of powers is she going to get? Is she just going to go rage and she's going to be super strong? Could she be the one that destroys the damn police station later in this episode? Because we see Gordon just standing there in like a, you know, everybody dead like always. I highly doubt that is, but we do see Lee's freaking eyes go red, meaning she's infected. And I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, she probably got it when, you know, Gordon blasted Mario and the blood got on her. That's probably how it worked." You know what? That's probably the angle they're going to go with. But I'm also going to mention it to you guys that they probably had some relations. And, yeah, that might have been easily how she got infected. Don't forget that episode that Alice was actually alive, that she didn't want that other guy touching her because she knew her blood was dangerous. So, you know, I think this virus just transfers through fluids. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually the blood from Mario getting shot that got her infected. Then we finally see Fish Mooney, where she's talking about how you gotta love Gotham because everybody's pointing guns at each other. And if you actually pay close attention to this scene, you will notice Penguin is on the left because of his haircut. Fish Mooney's in the middle. That sexy lady in the background is Ivy, looking very Ivy, by the way. And this blurry gentleman on the right-hand side definitely looks like Nigma. Could it be that freaking Penguin and Riddler get their bromance back together? Because if Riddler knows the Court of Owls is crazy and Barbara is crazy and they're all going to start fighting each other, he'll probably join up with the freaks because you know what? It's probably the smartest play for him to join up with them. He knows a lot of them. He knows they're crazy, blah, blah. You know, maybe he's going to pick sides. He probably sees Oswald come back to life, and he's like, you know what, blah, blah. We're even. You killed my girl. I killed you. You know, I think we could be bros again. And don't forget, Riddler's going to be having those visions on the next episode because, you know, he's just trying to find himself, and, you know, Riddler was basically his mentor. I mean, Penguin was his mentor, and then Penguin's mentor was Fish Mooney. So maybe they're all just going to join up and have a mentor smorgasbord. So I think Riddler will actually be joining up with the Freaks, which is going to be awesome because those are the new villains in Gotham, and it just makes so much sense that they would all team up together. We get a cool little shot here of Firefly. Then we get freaking badass Gordon all pissed off, and he's like, I'm tired of being in the dark. He's walking through the graveyard, then it looks like he's in a graveyard or a tombstone or something like this, and an explosion goes off. Maybe he's trying to search for his father, or I don't know, maybe he's trying to search like some clues that go towards the Court of Owls. And they kind of get caught in an explosion here because it's kind of looked like what happens. Cut to freaking Alfred stabbing somebody. Now, I can't really tell who this is. They got a freaking, they're either wearing a coat with some furry stuff on it, or they got a real chopped up haircut. It kind of looks like Nigma's haircut. Not Nigma's haircut, but Penguin's haircut. But I don't think Penguin's going to have anything to do with Alfred. It could be Fish Mooney. Fish Mooney does have a fur coat. That could kind of be her. I don't really know, but Alfred's really pissed here. And if you go to the next scene, it looks like Fish Mooney is at Wayne Manor because they're in this whole little, like, it looks like the same area where Selina tried to fight Bruce and he blocked everything or he dodged everything. It looks like that same area of Wayne Manor. So I think maybe she goes to Wayne Manor for some reason, and that's why Alfred's trying to like find her. He's like, what did you do with Master Bruce or whatever? It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens here because I don't know what would connect Fish Mooney to Bruce Wayne. But Alfred is definitely trying to find Master Bruce, so that's what I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with Bruce. Does he just get kidnapped and get taken to the League of Shadows area? Or is this something to have to do with evil Bruce? The next line in the trailer is Gordon saying they know we're coming for them, and we get a shot of them breaking into doors, and one Court of Owl member is dead. Could this be just like the comic books when Batman finally figures out where the Court of Owls is at, and they all killed themselves so they wouldn't have to tell anybody about the court? Well, that's very possible, and that is something that happened in the comic books, so I wouldn't be surprised if Gordon gets hot on their tail, he knows all about the Court of Owls, and then he tries to actually go arrest some of them, and they all end up killing themselves. And then we get to see freaking Bruce Wayne and the shaman guy in the spotlight. And, you know, this is where it's all basically the rest of the trailer, majority of the trailer is about Bruce now, and this could be the League of Shadows. We don't have any confirmation about that, but it does seem very likely that this shaman guy is working with the League of Shadows, League of Assassins, and it's very popular. But I do have a theory that Ra's al Ghul is going to end up killing this guy, and he is going to be the leader of the League of Assassins. Now, in the trailer, we hear the old shaman guy saying that everything he has done has been to prepare him for this moment, or to prepare him for what's coming. And he's telling that to Bruce, and then he hits Bruce with this, like, magic freaking thingy pokey thing. Now, this kind of threw me off, and I'm like, I don't know what Gotham's doing here. I hope this is just, like, something to, like, get him into a dream state, because I don't know about this whole lightning into his brain and his eyes going white. So I'm kind of hoping this is like, oh, this is just going to get you to, you know, where I need you to go. This whole part was kind of weird, I mean, because that thing was glowing all green and then he pokes him with it. I'm like, what's going on there? But the next scene does look like the shaman and Bruce in an alleyway, and I believe this is going to be the alleyway where Bruce Wayne and his parents died, and he's just going to relive that night, and the shaman is going to show him that because he's like, this is what you need to become. After that, we get a quick shot of the Mad Hatter, and remember, one thing I didn't talk about in later videos or earlier videos, and I might have not, I might have, but there was a scene that was leaked onto the internet where Gordon was saving Mad Hatter. Now, with Lee being freaking Alice blood and shit, he could be using Mad Hatter, or he could be saving Mad Hatter, and he probably knows about the court doing the whole Alice blood thing by this time too when he tries to save Mad Hatter. But I think Gordon is going to save Mad Hatter to get a cure for Alice's blood so he can use it on Lee. I highly expect that. But the next scene after that, after the whole Mad Hatter thing, is Barbara with her people fighting a Talon. And this Talon is kicking ass. And it looks like Barbara starts unloading her clip. I don't know if she hits him or not, but Tabitha's like, what the fuck are you doing? So I think that's going to be part of the whole, you know, like maybe she tries to stand her ground and Tabitha's like, we need to get the hell out of here. Or maybe Tabitha's just like, you're really losing it. I don't really know, but Tabitha looks kind of pissed there, and you would think Tabitha's the stone cold killer, but Barbara's like taking that role now, and she's like, what? Like I said, Barbara keeps unloading her clip, and Tabitha's actually running away from the fight. So Barbara's just showing how much of a badass she's become in this last scene, and that's really why I don't want her to become who I think she's going to become, because I'd rather just have this Barbara. And then of course we have Riddler walking away from an explosion, and it looks like he's exploding the mayor's office, and that could be because he's a deputy mayor right now or whatever. I think he is the stand-in mayor since Penguin is gone. There's no more mayor, and he was like the, you know, whatever they call him. He was right below Penguin, so he could be the mayor at the time. And maybe he doesn't want to be the mayor anymore, and he just blows this up. And don't forget, he's going to be kind of like telling everybody that he's the Riddler and all that jazz in the next couple of episodes, or maybe the next episode. So maybe he's just kind of, you know, sending off his resignation by blowing up the damn building. Like I said earlier, we have that shot of Gordon just standing in the police station, blown up and destroyed for like the millionth time. This looks like it got really fucked up though. So I don't know what happened here. He's holding a shotgun. Everybody else looks to be dead. Some of those people don't look like officers. There's actually somebody wearing like a fur coat on the bottom over here. But yeah, so I'm going to be really interested to see what goes on here. I think this could be the whole Alice blood just like, you know, spread across Gotham, and they all go to the police station, and it's just all-out chaos. Again, we hear the shaman talking to Bruce and saying how out of the ashes a dark hero will rise. This is very Batman references right here. Then we get a lot of the shots we've already seen of Bruce fighting, and then evil Bruce and all that jazz, you know, trying to confuse us of who's who. And we hear Bruce saying that if this is my destiny, I do not want to fail. And that is the end of the freaking trailer, and there is just so much going on here. And like I said, we covered a lot of it. I think that's how the story is going to evolve. You know, I don't think they're going to show us. This is going to spread over the last few episodes. I don't think this is going to be all in one episode, so don't think that this is going to be the course of the last few episodes of Gotham. Maybe freaking Bruce doesn't even come back to Gotham. Like I said, I don't know when all this stuff's gonna happen. It would be really weird for Bruce to just learn all of these fighting skills and shit in like a couple of days. Maybe he goes to the shaman thing, comes back, and then whatever. I don't know. I feel like the whole switcheroo right now with evil Bruce and Bruce is kind of throwing me off, because sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe that is Bruce fighting, but then it looks like evil Bruce, and I don't know what's going to be going on here, but it could easily be that Bruce is going to stay with the League of Shadows for the rest of the episode. It would be perfect if he actually stays over the course of this season, like end the season with him with this shaman guy and not return to Gotham, because then you'll have that long gap between season 3 and season 4, and you can just assume that he does constant training. You can say it skipped a year, or all of this kind of shit happened, but that is the perfect time to have a break and say Bruce has got all this training, and you know, that it just makes more sense because there's been so much time has passed. And, you know, you can get a good amount of, you know, training in a year or whatever if they want to just jump that far ahead. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. But this is going to be really interesting, guys. Let me know what you thought of my theories on what's happening here. But that is it, guys. We only have less than a week before this damn show finally comes back. And I can't wait to start covering this again on a weekly basis. But yeah, let me know your theories. Do you agree with mine? Do you disagree with them? What do you think is going to happen? Let me know all of that stuff in the comment sections down below. Guys and gals, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all of your Gotham buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I'm your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye.